Taking this off. Welcome to the weekly chat. A lot going on. Not much in Florida, but a lot going on around the country. And we're just waiting. Carrie had dinner tonight, so we're waiting for her to join us. And she should be on in a couple minutes. I am just doing my stuff on YouTube to change the channel. All right, we got, looks like yeah, and if you're in the chat, we need you to put your name so that we can do the drawing later on. So we got Paul. Paul's in the chat. I believe it's Tyler. I think Tyler Smith. We're going to use the gorgeous hat that I've never wore. So we're going to put names in there. I think the Smith speaks. I think that's Tyler Smith, right?
Yeah.
Put your guys' name in there. If you're in there, we got Tyler Smith. Yep, we got Tyler. He just confirmed. Who else do we have in the chat? They're coming in. All right, we are we're waiting on Carrie to join us. Yep, we got Tyler. He just confirmed. I gotta manage video. Usually when we jump on, I change the picture and the stuff on the weekly chat. So that's usually if I look distracted, that's what I am doing right now and copy and pasting a few things in there.
How are you
Um,
doing, Marty?
How am I doing? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I said, how are you doing while Jeff's getting his
Oh,
everything done?
I am doing well. I just got home from the gym, had a great workout, working on
Doing
some
good.
strength training on those weak knees, and did some cardio on the arc trainer. So I've
Easier to
had
train when there's not a cord of blood in your knee.
it is. I actually, I think I mentioned to you, maybe I mentioned it to anybody that would listen, that Saturday when I did some strength training, there was one exercise that was painful to me, and it was like a donkey kick
Mhm.
movement with weight, like a resistance movement on a machine at the gym. And today I did it the same amount of weight with no pain at all.
All
So
right.
that's good. I've run twice this week, and so 4 miles on Monday and 5 yesterday.
We need
But
one of those little cheering sound effects. How do we get sound effects?
right. Taking it slow, a bike, just doing it every other day for now and not a lot of miles. Although I might get bold and do like 10 miles that Saturday just to get to double digits.
Yeah, and it feels good when you get back to double digits when you haven't done it in a while.
We were trying to get you healthy, Marty.
I'm planning on going out to Dawson Trails, hopefully, and run around on the bootlegger course. The weather permits.
Yeah. Yeah. How is the weather up there?
Oh, it's perfect right now. It got up to maybe 76 today.
Nice.
And so
I think
uh,
that's pretty much what it was here, or 80. Oh, it was 82 today. My bad. It was warm.
It was warm.
I had when you were out there, I had just got, but I ran from like 10 to noon or something like that. And
It's always going to be warm.
yeah, so
It's
might as
gonna
well get ready for it now. Everybody start your training now.
All right, I am just about done with everything I need to do. Who else is in the chat? So put your name in there. We're gonna put you in the drawing for A Station coffee, which I've had 3 cups of it today. I had it this morning. I made another one this afternoon, and it is some good. When he came here, I opened up the box, and you could smell the coffee. Like it was a good smell.
Is it like a
so
medium roast, a dark roast?
I think I just went with a medium roast.
You
uh,
can choose different roasts.
Yeah, yeah,
you have choices. Okay. I
yeah,
need to order me some.
yeah. I believe I don't know if he's in the chat yet, but he's going to be out at I think he's going to be out at Long Play this weekend.
Hmm.
I want to ask is he selling it there? So, J young Joe Miller, if you're in the chat, let us know. will you be selling coffee out at Long Play as well as brewing it there? And then he mentioned, I think he's coming down to what do we got in 2 weeks? Save the daylight. So I think he's coming down to
The
save the
race you
daylight.
signed up for, you should know what we
That's
have to do.
I
that's
can't remember what it
that's
was.
next
I
weekend,
did.
isn't it? That's not 2 weeks, is it?
Yeah,
It's not this Saturday, next Saturday.
Right.
Well, no, it starts a week from tomorrow, next Friday.
Right. So that's
48
that's
starts
more
Friday.
like 1 week and 1 day.
1 week and 1 day.
we're already at the end of the week.
Yeah, yeah. So he's talking about coming down. He's like, yeah, if you want someone to help crew you, I think he has a couple different things he's doing. Um, yeah. Chris Miller had 2 cups of it today. So, all right. So again, if you're in the chat, put your name in there so that we can enter you in the drawing for free bag of coffee from Aid Station Coffee. So, cool deal. So we got Bobby Joe joining us tonight. We got Miles with Marty. And if you yep, and if you he just dropped a podcast this morning at 6 a.m. And with
Julian.
Julian Long. So that's a great. So if you haven't listened to that podcast, go to Miles with Marty. Podcast dropped this morning with Julian Long. If you don't know who Julian Long is, it's a great episode. Great story of someone who just started in the sport and is already dominating in the sport. So it's great to show. So if you're new to ultra running, listen to the story of Julian is a great story, and we're excited to see what he does, especially when he goes to um we're looking forward to watching him at Bootlegger. I think
Yeah.
Florida's bringing a good crew up to
Right.
Bootlegger.
Yeah, and every time I see one of my Georgia friends posting about it, I let them know we'll
Right.
be
If
there.
I still haven't heard.
Oh, go ahead.
I had a hesitation there. I said I still haven't had confirmation from the RD if Bronco Billy is still coming. But if he don't, we may see the top the the podium be majority Florida people.
Florida people. You got Julian, you got
Luke Vidal,
Luke Vidal, you got
Lowe,
Lowe.
Lowe.
We
Be
got
nice to see an overall female winner.
yeah.
And let's see, I'm trying to think of who. Ty is coming from South Florida,
Ryerson.
and Ellie.
Yeah.
So
I haven't seen what the numbers are up to yet at Bootlegger. So let me look it up really quick. But Bootleggers first weekend in April, and we are excited because we are doing the live stream up there. It's going to be a great time. They are trying to get their long haul. They got 148 entries.
Western States.
So they're trying to get their Western States qualifier. So it will be cool because we did this years ago with long haul when we were going after long haul to get the Western States qualifier.
Yeah, it'll be really good because if someone runs long haul and has a bad race, a couple months later they can head up there. They don't have to travel far. They'd have a few months to recover, get some more training in, and get up there.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, someone's asking me. They're trying to watch.
it is a little more hilly than long haul, but not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, what do they say? 1,500 feet per loop?
Did he say that? I'm not sure.
I don't know where I got that number from. I thought I
I
heard that
know
number.
he shared a Strava thing of his loop. Let me see if I can pull that up. That may be right. So that would put it at what, 5 loops? So 7,500. I
Yeah.
think. Let's see here.
Yeah, it doesn't say on Ultra sign up.
I
Yeah.
think it's on the Facebook group for the race.
Now, if anybody wants to go up there and break the course record, you've got 22:18 in the men's side from Sid Brendel, and the women's is 27:01, Kenda Tranquilli. Both did last year, so.
Well,
And get
this is a new course, so it'll be a brand new record.
is it a completely brand new course or just a changed course?
Yeah, I mean it was 10-mile loops, and so they've added some extra
Because
trail that wouldn't even.
sometimes the like ultra sign up will adjust and create a whole new category, and sometimes they'll just put it on top, and you kind of have to know
Oh,
if
okay.
one or
Yeah, I don't know
like I
how
think
that's.
let's see.
Yeah, I believe it had the
Yeah, because long haul still goes. I mean, it still says, and those are
yeah, like Mike Morton still has a course record out
yeah,
there.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. So they're saying the
yeah. I
course
think
record here is 22:18.
yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm predicting that will go down big
Yeah, it's
time.
27 on the women's side.
Yeah. I definitely see that going down. Oh, well, last year, what did they have for? They had 24 finishers last year. So it's going to be, it's
Oh wow.
literally, it's the same story as what long haul was. You went from like 15, 20 finishers to all of a sudden you have 100 and something people um, in the race, and it just increased big time. So, I mean, this definitely reminds me of the situation we had with long haul a couple of years ago,
There's
which will be
148.
fun. So, especially following it on the live stream as we get into the second day is doing a countdown, counting down what we have for what the finishers are coming, how many finishers we have, and stuff like that. So
Have our own special golden hour moments.
yeah. So I just remember what at long haul counting them coming in. We kept asking Andy like how many more, and
Maybe
so
we have a special prize for the 100th finisher.
ooh maybe
Ooh, that's
yeah,
a good idea.
yeah we'll come up with something. So. All right, so let's get into we can review the races that we had this weekend. Florida had several. You had the painted horse and the what was the Swan one called?
The Swan song.
The Swan song, that's what it was. So, if you want a good review of that race, Tyler Smith actually did a really good review of it. I don't know, did any of you guys get to watch Tyler's review of? I watched the Painted Horse, so he gives really good details, such as what they bought when they went into 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
So Tyler, I appreciate your review. So I haven't listened to the Swan song, but I did listen to the Painted Horse. So it was good. It was good to watch that. And that kind
Did
of
he do all
gave
three
good,
races?
what's that?
Did he do all three races?
Yep.
I think Tyler did all three.
You get the
So
buckle?
Yep,
yeah,
he did.
so the Painted Horse, he's on the Painted Horse. Evan, Tyler, Laura Bradley, they all kind of came in, ran together for most of the race. I think Craig Betts did all three. Um, let me go to the Swan song. Um,
Yeah, it
so
was
they
a good
seven
looking buckle
finishers. So
shoes this week.
Evan did the Swan song too. Tyler did that one. Craig did that one. I didn't see the other one. So they had seven finishers at the Swan song, and they had what did I say on the other one? Forget what it was. Um,
Which one?
Painted Horse
Painted horse.
had 15 finishers. I guess they have a 25K too. Seven finishers in a 25K. So I think this is I think that's a really cool format. Because you could take it to really any city that has anything along that lines. Um, I do have some pictures. We're gonna try and pull up some pictures.
And Shay was very adamant to say this is not a PR course. It's a scavenger hunt / race. So you're just there to have a good time. You take pictures with the swans or the horses, prove that you've hit that as a checkpoint, I guess, and then
Yeah.
have fun.
Yep.
But yeah, it's not something to go for if you're looking to, you know, set your own little records.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I do have a couple of pictures. I think this is the group for I don't know if you guys can see that, if it pops up.
There we go.
That's the group. I think that's the painted horse group. And then if you want to know what this is basically what they're looking for. They're going around looking at these horses, so they're all over the place. This group right there. So, good deal. I see this kind of growing over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah,
So,
those are, and big shout out to the WTF crew for celebrating 1 year anniversary this week.
yep, yep.
Oh, we need a little sound effect again. Where's that?
I know. What's funny is I started looking at new live streaming platforms. So I'm gonna start. I think I'm gonna start doing that in the next couple of weeks. Try and come up with something. Zoom is good, but I can't do what I want to do, and I'm looking for something where I can be more creative. So we may be updating that. So that's the painted horse. That's the swan. We're gonna hold off on the swamp until Carrie gets in. Space Pirate 100 miler.
I know Mr. Andy Matthews got his redemption.
He did. You got Karen Lebetsky. She was the outright win. Well, no, her and Lucas
Yeah, they
uh
had
came in
exact
together.
same time.
Yeah, anybody know the story on that? Do we know what happened? If they just ran the whole time or?
No, I don't. I haven't gotten the official count if they decided to hold hands and run across together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But and I know I met Lucas down in Miami the year before last when Jamie ran it. He is from Georgia, and he had just run a race over in Ireland, I think, 100 over there like 3 weeks before. And I thought he's a very strong runner. He's got his own clothing line. I forgot the name of it, but I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, I believe weren't we talking about this at Tampa Bay 100?
Yeah, I think he podiumed there, didn't he? He I think he did.
Yeah, I can't remember. I remember we kept coming up with that. Um, but that's pretty good. If you go to the so yeah, so you got Karen. Karen was first female. Sandra, you know how to say her last name, Marty.
Valines
Sandy
Burris.
D. Burris.
Yeah, where she's showing up every week.
She is amazing. She just ran like 165 miles the week before and then goes out there and takes second place. Space Pirate. She's
So yeah,
amazing. She is
yeah.
amazing.
And she ran 2017. That's a pretty respectable 100 miler.
Yeah, she's
Manny
just getting
Garcia was second
faster with time.
male. John Finnegan, Carter Frankham, John Sternagel, they all fill out that. But if you go, I was looking at if you look at the women's like top 10 times, you have Karen Lebeski has the overall uh, number one finish in 2024 at 18:21. She has number two in 2023 with 18:25. She has number three 2025 and 18:26. Her times are all within 5 minutes of each
Yeah,
other.
very consistent.
And then after that, you have Sandra. So,
And she's gotten faster each year. She's gotten, well, that lot not this year. She got faster last year, lost a little bit, but still faster than her first
yeah,
year. So
those two girls have dominated that race right there. And those are all great times. And on the guys, they're all kind of mixed up and stuff. So that just caught my eye when I was looking at that. They hadn't the 100 mile. Okay, the 100 mile relay wasn't showing up yesterday, so it's showing up. So you had two teams. The Rum Runners, they did it in 16:50, and the Dirty Clementines did it in 21:36. Um, they had a 30. That's a popular number right there, 33.3, because that's another race coming up. you had one finisher, one DNF, and one DNS. So,
So everybody sign up for those next year and you will hit the podium.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and we'll
Yeah.
talk about that a little bit later and what we're looking at for next year for this race, which I think is going to be pretty cool, pretty cool challenge. So, all right, so that's Space Pirate. We're gonna hold off on. How about a lot of races? The big one this weekend, uh, over in I don't know, is Canary Islands, is that considered Europe?
Yeah, isn't it off the coast of Spain?
Yeah, yeah. So you had Gran Canary race over there, and the big race over there was the what's it called? The 126K. That's the one everyone kind of flocks to. And I think I have these times. Did you guys follow anything over on that race?
I did not.
That would be a no for me.
It was great though.
I followed it. I think it was last year when Courtney ran
Yeah, yeah.
and crushed it.
Let me pull up the results of this one. Uh, uh, my neighbor's texting me. I got his bills today. He's like, I don't want it. I'm like, your mail's coming to my house. All
For
right.
our American viewers, that's 77 miles.
Is that what it is? So, yeah, because there are times where,
Yeah, 77.67.
so on the male side, you had, I believe this is the first time an American has won on the male side. On the female side, the women have won, but you had Caleb Olson. He was out front. I believe that's a course record in 12 hours, 17 minutes and 25. And then you got Jonathan Albon and Josh Wade. So supposedly these three ran the majority of the race together before Caleb was able to pull away towards the end. And they were talking about, I guess, right before the race, a week out, what's his name? Tom Evans pulled out of the race, so they were a little upset because he might have changed that whole how that whole race played out for them. But yeah, so Caleb Olson was the only American on the top 10, and he took the win. On the and so I was curious. I'm like, are these two related? Henriette Albon and Jonathan Albon. No one. Well, I don't know. So it says I'm curious if they're related. UK lives in Norway, and she lives in Norway.
Yeah.
Uh, so she won the race. I think top U.S. finisher was Anna Fisher down at ninth place there. Um, that's cool. I believe the race starts at night, so you kind of go through the night at first, and then you see the sunrise. I believe it's a late start that day that they start with. Um, then what else? What was the other big race? This was an interesting race. I know we were talking about it yesterday. I can't even say what the name. I'm trying to think what the name is. It's the one that Jeff Browning won. Um,
Yes, they are married, the Albans.
they are okay. That's a pretty good day for them.
They have a podcast together too called The Albin Way.
The Alvin way. Okay. Where's the name of this race?
Is it Wichita?
Yeah, yeah. Is that the one in Arkansas?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, Jeff
Lake.
and Carl Metzer one.
Yeah,
Ran
Lake Ochita Trail Vista Trail.
Lake Wichita is the way they say it.
Okay. Thanks. Um, yeah, I couldn't say that one. But I didn't even, I mean, I read that Jeff Browning was in the race, and I thought that was pretty cool. And then when I pulled the results, I'm like, holy moly. I didn't realize Carl Metzler was also in the race. Hang on, I'm trying to pull the phone up. Um, my phone doesn't want to do anything. Hang on. All right.
Wichita. Wichita.
Yep.
It's called the
He's
Love It
practicing.
100. Love It 100.
Yeah. So there's only about 30 or so finishers in there, but you had Jeff Browning won it. I believe that's his 31st win in his career. I wish I should have pulled the number of how many wins Carl has. Uh,
Oh, dang, Carl.
50. I believe he has 50.
Carl
Did
has 50.
so you didn't see their post that how they both talked about each other?
No, I mean you sent me something briefly about it, but I thought that was pre-race. I didn't see post-race.
So I'll read you both of them their point of view. It'll tell you that your answer to that. So Jeff says, "Love at 100 was sneaky hard. My 55th 100. Always forget how hard it is to run faster at night in the Wichita Mountains, much like trails on the Ozark Plateau. Rocks, roots, leaves." Then he says, "Got 100 win closer to Speed Goat Carl with my 31st win. Only 19 more to go
Wow.
just to tie his legendary record. Always good to hang out with the old goat. He got his 88th 100 finish. Only 12 more to get 100 for him." And then if you read Carl's post, he basically said it the other way, like, he still got Jeff beat by 19.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like Carl.
They
So
go back and forth at each other pretty good.
I thought that was cool that they were both in the same race. So yeah, Jeff won and Chris Delisle, Carl Metzler, and then I didn't even realize, but Chad Lassiter was the fifth overall right there. And if you don't know who Chad is, I believe he's number two right now on the U.S. 24-hour team. He was the top runner last year when they had Worlds. So I texted Chad. And I'm like, so what? I said, how you let Carl beat you? And he goes, yeah, I guess they had yo-yoed all day long, and then Carl pulled away at the end. So then I asked, and I said, so did they take their picture with you? And he sends me this picture, and he's in the background behind them. He's straight center with the black tights on, but that's Chad back there, and Broncos up on the right in the blue. I don't know where Carl is. Carl might be straight on in the black jacket. Um, but yeah, so he goes, "Here's my picture with Jeff Brown," and I go, "I got a couple of those with Jeff in the
All you
background."
got to
Oh,
do is look for the speed goats to spot Carl.
oh yeah, on the feet. So I just ordered some Speed Goat socks today.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah, from the Dry Max. So that's a cool race right there. I mean I think there was 30 or 40 finishers. Small race, but you had some big names in that race, which was great for them. All right, what other races do we have this week?
Well, not a race, but Deanna finished her FKT today, this morning.
Yep, yep.
yep. Big
Wow.
props to Deanna. She's amazing.
Um,
I was watching it live. I think you were too, right, Jeff? And
yeah, I popped on and kept saying Marty's watching live. I'm like, Marty's watching too. All right, hang on. Let
just
me,
to be able to run like she was running like it was her first day after going for 19 days. That's pretty impressive.
is it popping up? Hang on. I got the video. I'm trying to see if the video is popping
Yeah,
up.
so, yeah, if anyone wasn't following along, she finished the FKT, got the fastest known time on the Florida Trail, and that's overall, right?
Yep.
I believe it's
Oh
overall.
yeah, it's definitely the overall was Hunter Leninger, who had just surpassed Run Bums, and his was 21 days. And so she beat it by like a day and a half.
So this
She
is, did she say her mileage? Because the trail has a lot of different mileage, depending on what source you're looking at. It's anywhere from 1,300 to 1,500 miles.
Hers was 1100 and
11.
something. So I think it has to do with the route. Part of it is the 1300 may mean all the way around around Orlando,
Mm.
and Lake Okeechobee. You have choices. You know,
Right.
I talked to her before she did it back a month or so ago, and she said there's a choice of, I think, which way you go around Lake Okeechobee and a choice of which way you go around Orlando. And
They
then,
usually they all try and stick to the same. Whoever's going after it, there's a given route that they take. One tries to do, especially going around Orlando and like I don't think it's a big deal around Lake Okeechobee, but I think around Orlando everyone sticks to the east side of it when they're going
yeah,
up.
the I think the west side is more roads, more pavement, and the east side is more trail. But one thing that she did, she with Hunter, he did it in the more rainy season, and so there were more flooded areas. But she did not, she had an area just last night, I think it was, or yesterday, that was waist deep, and she didn't choose to go to the drier trail. She stuck with the orange blazes the whole way. So big props for her.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that was definitely fun to watch her do it. Congrats to her. That's huge on what she did. So there was a lot of people watching her finish, and she looked like she had fresh legs coming in.
Plant power too, Bobby Joe.
Oh yeah. Look
Heck
at
yes.
that. Look at that.
She's a big time plant powered athlete.
Oh, definitely.
There's a couple of us out there.
Right. She's
So
she's very well, she had a thing for a little while where she was going to go, she put herself, she's left her full-time job that she had to kind of go out on her own at Sweet D's Kitchen or whatever, where she did catering.
Mm.
And I've had some of her vegan chili at a race. She made some at a race, and it was spectacular. And so, and she made the pasta meal
at
last
long
year
haul.
at Long Haul, and it
Yep.
Oh
was
wow.
good. And it was
Yeah.
vegan.
Not this year, not 2025, but 2024. So
Right.
it was good. It was very good. So
She's got some vegan game for sure.
yep. So she's got a big career in front of her. So the through
She's
hikers, things are it's the year of the through
Right?
hiker.
she's
Anyone?
also a rabbit elite athlete now. She was one of the people that were selected for that.
Oh, good deal. That's awesome. So all right, and then there's a bunch of so you had the Moab Red Hot Ultra. It was a 50-mile race. That one was separated by about 5 seconds on the male side. Um, what was it? The winner was Tyler Veerman, and Kyle Curtin was number two on that. But they were only separated by about 5 seconds, which close race on there. It's kind of funny. I met Kyle Curtin waiting in line for the bathroom at Pinhoti. Yeah, here it is. 4 seconds, both finished 7:49. And then third place was 9:29. So they basically smoked the field there. Bunch of other I Run Far does a good review of all the races. And the new one I'm watching is Ultra Runner Magazine. They do a good review and also races coming up. What else we got? So we took care of the FKT. The only one we haven't talked about is the Swamp. You think Carrie's gonna make it on?
We'll see. She hasn't told me she's not going to make it.
Okay, so we'll hold off on the Swamp until she gets on because she won that race. So that was impressive. Um, we talk about something we started talking about this week, and between the three of us was I don't know, we don't have a name for it yet. We'd like to. I think there's two names brewing. We'd like to come up. It'd be cool to come up with a new name. So, um, I believe someone has called it the Florida Slam. I like the name A1A Slam.
Yeah.
Four
But if
races.
we add 4 races, it's got to be the A1A Grand Slam.
Oh, the A1A Grand Slam.
If are we including the four or the three?
The four.
Okay.
Yeah, so the four races we're including, we're trying to get the buzz on this is you got Daytona, you got Space Pirate, you got Miami, and you got Keys. and I'm curious how much of A1A that actually takes up. So I should ask Mark Burgett like how much are the gaps in there, but it may,
Well,
because
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Well, because Jacksonville, not Jacksonville, Daytona is Jacksonville to Daytona, right?
Yeah.
And then
Actually,
Space,
Ponce Inlet, which is a little bit further south of Daytona,
yeah.
a few miles.
And then you got Space Pirate, which is, I think it's Kennedy, right? Kennedy Space
It's
Center,
it's
Coco,
Canaveral to Jensen Beach.
Jensen Beach. And then, Miami, you just run around Miami and then the Keys going out. So,
Yeah.
um, we think that would be a cool for Florida to have a cool slam, like a grand slam, completing all four in a calendar year.
So
Um,
if you look at the calendar, you've got the first one would be Space
Space Pirate.
Pirate,
Yep.
and then Keys is next.
Yeah, I don't know when Miami is.
Miami's in October,
September, end of
September.
September.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so you
yeah,
have
yeah. So
Keys
it'd
in May,
be, yep.
and then you have Miami in September and Daytona in December.
Yes.
You've
Yeah.
got you've got time to do that, time to recover, time to get ready for the next one.
Let's do
Yes.
it next year,
And
all of it.
Daytona, I think theoretically, well, probably Space Pirate is the easiest one. The weather's always great, so it's the Keys and Miami are probably the two hardest just because of the weather, and then Miami
Yeah.
with the navigation.
Yeah.
So you get through those, you could breeze through Daytona, and
Yeah.
it's got great aid stations. You don't cruise not required, so with Space Pirate cruise required, that could sometimes be a hindrance. But you go like with Daytona, you go through towns constantly, and it's got the aid. Space Pirate, I've heard there's some sections that are pretty desolate, so it's that's why you have to have crew as well, just because it's a little hard to safely crew yourself.
Back last year, back when Space Pirate was a new race, I had Lewis and Twine on the podcast talking about it, and we actually talked about the East Coast thing. I don't think we gave it a name, but Twine has actually run the entire East Coast. He did it as like a
Yep.
journey run of Florida.
Well, you guys weren't quite on the ultra scene yet, but that was a fun interaction in the state of Florida when Twan did it. I'm not going to go into it, but I could talk to you guys later about it. But it was a big. Twan got called out, and then someone had to apologize. It was definitely interesting.
Oh,
So,
wow. Guess that's for the Pacer Travel After Hours show.
yeah, yeah. All right, so someone has done it already. So Karen Lebeski, she did it in 2023. So you have her Space Pirate time, 1825, her keys, 1939. Miami was just over 20 hours, and then Daytona, she ran a blazing 16 hours and 30 minutes. So Karen has done it before. So she's the only one that's done it, I believe. I don't know if anyone's um, on par to do it this year, but I think it will be. I'm looking at it for my calendar next year. I think it would be fun to try. And I think Mark Burgett, I got it. We were talking about it yesterday, and he's. I asked him if he wanted to try it, and he got mad at me for suggesting it. I think he was planning on doing 2 out of the 4 already next year, and I think he would. I think he's on board for doing it. So if anybody wants to
Come
do,
down.
we got Marty. So I think it'd be cool to come up with a cool buckle for all 4. I figured
Jacket.
out something.
I'll
Uh,
handle the production team while you guys are running.
You can be the crew chief.
yeah. So we're throwing it out there. Anybody want to do? We got to come up with the name. So
But the jacket would not be a good idea because most of those climates are hot and they don't need jackets.
well, Becker
Just go
does
with the
the
tank,
so Becker does the coast to coast. So
right?
if you do Daytona to Key West, if you do Daytona and Key West, you get a jacket. So
I'll think
he,
of something cool.
yeah, yeah. So I think it will be fun. So I'm throwing it out there. Anybody wants to do the I know the A1A Grand Slam. I think that has a good ring to it since it's all the way on a lot of that road. I think
Well,
it'd
I
be
know Bob is not like a competitor to Lewis and Twan. They're all very, tight knit family. I always see, I've done several of the Miami races, and I've always see Bob there volunteering at Lewis's races.
yeah.
And, Twan is like Bob's lieutenant in his army down there, the Key West Army.
Yeah,
He's,
yeah.
and
Yeah, I
so,
know Mark was texting with Lewis when me and him were texting back and forth on it. So I think it
yeah,
would be fun. I think it would be a cool to have, you mean it's never going to rival the Grand Slam of ultras, but it'd be cool to have one in this.
Well, and it's kind of the opposite because they're all road, they're all
Yeah.
flat. It's on the East Coast. It's all heat and humidity. So that's pretty awesome. You don't want to
that
do
would probably, and if somebody was aspiring to get into Badwater, it would probably look really good on your Badwater resume.
there you go.
Actually, I never even thought of that aspect
There
of
you
it.
go. That's the selling
That's
point.
how I get into Bad Waters is the A1A Grand Slam. So
Yep.
Scotty Hoover, put it on your calendar next year.
God doesn't like the heat, right, Scott? He's in the
Uh,
chat.
I know you could talk Arian and Lucas Vidal into doing it. That
Yep.
would just be 4 of 20 of their races that they do a year.
Well, if you win keys, you get an automatic entry to Badwater. I don't, does he do that for Daytona too? Probably not.
No, I
No.
think it's just
Keys.
keys.
So maybe he will let you if you have the best overall time in the Grand Slam. Come on, Chris Kosman, who's gonna talk to him?
Yeah.
I'll send him a message. I actually have his phone number, so I could text.
So we
I
got this
tricked him
idea.
when I was screwing Pam this year, Pam Reed. He wanted to take a picture with Pam at the aid station he was running, and so they used his phone to take the picture, and then I gave him my number and told him to text me the picture. So now I've got his number. I'll call him.
Um, yeah, I think that would be a pretty, I was going to say something. I can't remember what else I was going to say on it, but I think that would be a pretty cool slam. So I definitely think it could look good on a resume for Bad Waters. So the crazy thing is Kieran has set that record low already. Like there's not if you went with overall time off of it,
Yeah.
um, she already set that record very
Yeah,
low.
that'll be hard to
But
beat.
annually we'd have to every year, we would have hopefully
Yeah,
more.
yeah. But if you go to the Grand Slam, which is, if you don't know what the Grand Slam is, it's Old Dominion, Western States, Vermont, Leadville, and Wasatch. You have to do 4 out of 5 of those. There's a list that shows everybody that's ever finished it, and you're listed in your top times, stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. In case you're
We'll create
wondering,
a website and everything. We'll have
yeah.
follow people on their journey.
But Marty, you got me more excited because I never thought about the for a Bad Waters application. I think that would look incredible on a Bad Waters
Yeah, and
application.
you've got the 2 races that require crew. You already know that Keys looks good
Yeah.
with the Badwater, so you've got that going for you.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then, yeah, don't get lost in Miami. So
We lost.
Lewis and Twine might be happy. That might be the thing that takes them over the top at Space Pirate because
Well, I think
I
that,
love
yeah.
I love their idea, and I hate that they haven't had as big of a turnout for that race. I think part of it is that time of year. It's still fairly close to long haul, to whereas
I
those
mean,
people that can't do 2 of them in a month's, or 5 weeks time,
there's
you miss a
just a
lot of those.
lot of races this time of year in Florida. I mean, look at how many we've covered over the last just 4 weeks of
Right.
doing this. It's
You've got Forgotten Florida and Hungryland is coming up in a few weeks, and it's just a whole bunch of
Yeah.
good hundreds.
and you're going to attract different people too to those races.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, if you look at how big Daytona is, how big the Keys are, there's no reason Space Pirate can't get picked up.
Yep.
Right.
Well, we'll see who wants to do it next year. So it's on I know once I put it on my schedule, I'm gonna get into Western states.
Well, that's in
But
July. There's nothing in July, so you're good.
yeah,
Yeah.
late June. You could still fit
Or June.
Keys and Western states in a race calendar. Um, so we'll see.
Little
Uh,
training run,
what's that?
little 100-mile training run. That's
Little,
all.
yep. So that's cool. What races do we have coming up this next weekend in Florida? We got my favorite trail race, long haul,
Long play.
long play. Son of a, damn you, Andy. Come on. You really couldn't come up with something different? Uh,
We know why.
I do. Yes. Yeah, you talked about it on the podcast.
Oh yeah, it wasn't on here, was it? It
No,
was
no, it was on you
yes,
guys talking.
long play 33 and a third. That's the rate at which those large vinyl records play, and that's what you get for finishing award. I think everyone gets a vinyl or just the podium people. I still didn't check with that.
So the thing is when they started this race, vinyl wasn't that popular as it is now. So it was easy to get the records. So Andy always had a ton of records, and
Now
now
it's
it might be getting harder to get those records.
well, there's out there, they're just not as cheap as they you used to be able to, get 25-cent records. And now that they're vintage or collectibles are all, making a comeback,
Yeah.
which is great for old school record stores and everything.
But that is if you're looking for a trail race, that is a great it's not a loop race. I guess I'd consider it like a lollipop if you look at how it is, and it's just kind of one giant loop. But that's one of my favorite courses.
And they also have a half marathon and a 6K, so you
Yeah.
don't have to do the 33 and a third mile if you don't want to. If you just want to go out there and do a half marathon,
Yep.
and they are always looking for volunteers. So, and with Andy's races, if you volunteer, you get a free entry somewhere in one of his other ones. So,
You do. You do. I'm trying to think. I ran it in 2017, and I placed sixth. That was the first time I placed like top 10 in a race. And I thought that was pretty, I was very, very excited. I was very excited that day. Like, I think that's what got me hooked. You really hooked on ultras was placing top 10. And I'm like, I could actually do well in this. And then in 2020, I won the race. And crazy part was that was a week before the world shut down with COVID. So we're all out there, and literally the next week,
yeah,
it
I ran a half marathon that weekend, the weekend before.
yeah, um, that's a great course. I don't think I've run it since 2020. I volunteered out there twice, but I haven't been back out to
Yeah,
run
your
that course.
name's not on. You're not on the top 10 overall, so
I
you got to
am not. I
do it
think I
again and
missed
there's
it.
some fast times on there.
I missed it by 5 minutes. And so now that course has changed. So, um, 20, maybe 2019, the course changed. And so everything before that was on the old course. So a lot of these times are all on the older course.
Was it?
And it might have been, I don't know if it would have been different. I think Brian Charbonneau is the only one on the new course that I think has broken
Yeah.
onto that top
Yeah,
10
because
list.
they're all these fast times are from older,
Yeah.
maybe on the women's side. So was the course
It
why
was
is
still
that?
33 and a third, but you might have had you had more you weren't on single track as much. So you
Mm.
had more road or more like fire roads and stuff like that. So I think it was just a faster course where now most of it is on single track. Um so And if you come out, Joe Miller's saying there's free coffee from Aid Station Coffee. They will be out there. I think Joe is on the entry list too to run it.
Oh,
Um,
Paul Gibbs in the chat
Yeah.
says he got his vinyl. He finished the half a few years ago.
I
That's
think.
awesome.
Hang on. This was my vinyl.
All right.
So
I was hoping he'd have like,
I think this is one of the original Brie awards.
oh, really?
Yeah, so I think this was like the first time she started making awards. Um, yeah, that was 2020. And then hang on, let me see if I can find a newer. I might
So
not have
it'd be
a newer
fun if
one.
he had all sorts of records and he chose one for each participant every winner.
What's that?
If he chose an album for each winner, there's like
Oh
this
yeah.
this is you. Here's yours, but this album.
Well, he did. Like I remember going through them. I'm like, Andy, I want this one on when I come back, and he would hand me that one. So it's kind of good. So all right, so you got long play coming up. I don't know if there's any other in the state of Florida. Um,
Yeah, I'm not. I looked at it, ultra sign up, and I don't see any other ones in Florida.
no, I mean
Anybody else racing this weekend?
if you go out west, you got Way Too Cool 50K. It's its 35th running of that race. Um, mid in the Midwest, you have a backyard ultra out in St. Louis. In the South, you got the Mississippi Trail 50 miler 50K in Mississippi. Um, Southeast, yeah,
You
so
got
you
one.
got long play up in LJ, Georgia. You got the Coyote Ugly 30K and 50K. I don't see any other in Florida.
One in Nashville. One
Up
in
in
North.
Northeast, you have the Naked Bavarian. Um, that's that's a 40-mile ultra distance, a 20-mile lollipop. I don't know if you have to be clothed or unclothed. I'm not quite sure on that one. Yeah, so I mean there's not much. I think long play is the big one for Florida, and then you have a bunch of others around the country. But no real big races over in Europe or anything like that. So that's good. Um, did you all catch I don't know if we talked about this on YouTube videos. The Tim Olson video.
Mm-mm.
No,
Um,
If we're out of it this weekend.
I did catch the David Roach video. I've become a new David Roach.
Aren't they amazing? Like you can watch a guy run on a treadmill for 20 minutes and you're just fixed to the
Yeah,
screen.
I'm ready to go to work. Put in work.
So I watched is this yeah, I watched the first half of this Tim Olson thing. I haven't finished it yet.
it was so I guess National Geographic put it on, but it was
Yeah.
it was a great. I enjoyed it, so I
It just
watched.
came out a little late. That's the only disappointing thing because
So what's funny was I got to the end of it. I forgot how long ago this was.
yeah.
So Tim's wife was pregnant during it, and I'm like, oh, at the end they'll probably show a picture of the baby. The baby was born in 2021, so this was like summer of 2021. He doesn't hold the record anymore, does
No.
he?
No, he does not hold the record anymore.
Okay, okay.
Um, Let me check real quick.
Um, but honestly, it was a great video. If you've been around the sport for a while, Tim Olson was a big name. He held, the course record at Western States until who's the guy has it now? What's his name? Starts with a J.
Walmsley.
Jim Walmsley until Walmsley broke it maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. But Tim had the course record, so it was cool. So if you're on YouTube, this is a great video. Probably about an hour long. Shows his family crewing him on the PCT Pacific Coast Trail, so it's pretty good. And then the other one I didn't get a
Bob
picture
has
of.
the FKT now.
The other one I didn't get. Billy Yang dropped a video today, 15 hours with Tim Tolson. So that was pretty good video. It just follows about the trail festival that Tim Tolson does out in Mammoth Lakes or Mammoth Mountain, which is pretty cool. I do want to go out to that one year. So if you guys ever want to go out,
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome.
it's I think there's like four or five races, longest being a 50K races, but they have several distances over Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it'd be cool to go out there. Cool to bring a Florida group out there.
Well, yeah, because you can't go alone. You have to travel with a pack of Floridians.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think. Was there anything else on here? Um,
But yeah, Carl Saab, he 2023, 46 on the PCT, 46 days, 12 hours, 50 minutes.
I thought Tim broke
His
that
was
record.
51 days. No, well, Carl Saab had it, and then Tim broke it, and then Carl Saab, I don't know how many times Carl's been out there.
Okay, so Carl had it and then lost
Multiple
it and then
times.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Same on the AT, where it was going back and forth for a while,
Yeah.
um, between a few people.
And Carl saw he just crushed that New Zealand
Yeah,
FKT.
the
Yeah.
Tarawera.
Yep. Yep. And he's an
Thing.
Ons runner, so they were excited about this. I know this isn't ultra running, but the Hilton Head Marathon was canceled 2 weeks before the race because they never had permits. Which I thought was pretty funny. So
So are people getting their refunds, you think?
I
Or
didn't read. I didn't want to read too much more into it. I thought it was hilarious. Um,
oh, dang.
yep, yep,
Yeah, I read most of that story. I think they did get their money back.
yeah. We've seen that with a couple other races. Like there was a race up in Savannah, Georgia, and they didn't have enough barriers to close the road off or something, and they were scrambling. Um,
Yeah, that was probably the rock and roll marathon.
it might have been.
The Rock and Roll Marathon in Savannah's had a few
Yeah, I ran
dramatic
that. I
years.
ran that. That was my what third marathon. It was brutal. I hated it.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
Um,
that.
and this was a couple weeks ago. So this Lori Copeland, she did the was it the
World
seven?
marathons.
Yep.
Yeah. World
Seven
Marathon
marathons,
Challenge.
7 continents in 7 days. So congrats to her.
Yeah, yeah,
That's impressive.
yeah,
And Mike Wardian holds the record for that.
Yeah, he
yeah,
crushed it.
yeah. He
He
won
even
all
added
seven.
three more after it. Yeah.
He won all seven. The two times that he did that.
Yeah, he has the overall lowest time, and then he has the overall lowest for the 10 because there's three more he added because there's one section, I think it was New Zealand he added, and then two more in the US, I believe, in 10 days. It has the
All
lowest for
right.
that as well. But yeah, that's pretty cool. That the World Marathon Challenge. The hardest part is when people see the price tag. So there's a lot of fundraising that needs to be done.
What
It's
I,
like 6 grand or something.
do you know what it is? Is it
It
40, 50,000?
yeah, yeah.
$100 million.
I have when I used to my old job, one of the snowbirds, her daughter did it. She's up from Long Island, and she had done it a few years before I was talking to her. But yeah, let me know. She was a teacher and she spent like 2 years fundraising and got to do it though. So yeah, I
Someone
learned.
posted a picture or a video of the airplane that they fly in. It's like a specialized and the seats are all so they all lean back and stuff like almost all first class seats, which is because
Yeah.
that's where you sleep,
Yeah, that's
basically.
where they do. That's where they sleep. That's where they eat. They have, they start in Anna, or starting. You have to get to Cape Town, South Africa.
Oh, is
You
that
have
what you
to,
got to do?
yeah, you have to get yourself there,
Okay.
and that's where you
Okay.
board your first flight to Antarctica.
Breaking news.
Yeah,
Just Googled it, and the 2026 entry fee is 48,000 if you pay it
big.
one full payment, or you can make an installment, 3 installment payments of 16,500.
That's it.
16,500.
Plus your flight to Cape Town. And then you need your flight home too, wherever you're from. It normally ends in the US. That's
Yeah, I think it ends in Miami.
Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they do that marathon in Miami. So that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Well, not too expensive. We can get home from Miami.
Yeah.
Right.
That'll be the easy part. So if anyone wants to loan us 46 grand to run a few marathons, that'd be awesome.
48
48.
grand.
48, my bad, my bad. Well,
48.
I got the two. I can
I
put
got
two
the
of
two.
Oh, you got two? Okay.
my
I don't even have the two.
I don't have the two.
Yeah.
own.
All right. Let's I don't know if Carrie's gonna make it on, but we can dive into the wrap up with the Swamp 50K.
And we have to make sure that we're giving away that aid station coffee that tonight
Oh,
too.
thanks for reminding me. I got them all. Hey, if you're in the chat and we don't have your name down, you haven't put your name, please let me know you're in there so I can write your name down and put you in for the drawing.
There's a lot. I
Um,
donate a coffee bean. Thanks, Joe. That would be helpful.
I want to win. Uh, on the swamp, there's also a 30K and a 10K
yes.
that on the same day too.
Yep.
Want to
Yep.
make sure that was clear.
And what they used to have did you say they had
100K.
100K?
Yep.
Okay. I'm like, I just heard that somewhere. That was you talking about the
Yeah. I think it was on the
Scott
podcast
is
that
taking
Bobby
his
and I
name
were
out of
talking
the hat.
what?
Scott's wants his name taken out of the hat. He's
All right,
already
if
got.
I pull I'm not taking your name out, but if I pull it, we'll pull another one. So, all right, so on the 50K, you had Brian Jenset out of Las Vegas. He was the overall winner, 4:32.46. Then you had Robert Sturba of New Smyrna in 5:32.01. Then third place, female, you had Carrie Mang at 5:45.13. On the male side, to round out the podium, you had Christian Gomez at a Cape Canaveral, 6:52. On the female side, Lori Smith. Where did we just was Lori the name? Lori wasn't the name on 7 marathons, was
That
it?
was Copeland, I
No,
think.
Copeland. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay. Lori Smith was second female, 6:52, and then rounding out the podium was Amelia Burbo of Yulee, Florida,
18
7:50.
years old.
I didn't even see that.
15.
18 years old, yeah.
Yep.
So congrats. So pretty impressive. I guess on the overall record board, Caitlin Nagy has the course record in 4:47. But Carrie has three of the top 10. Deanna has one in there. A few other names. On the men's, Carrie's was this year, 2025, was fourth overall, fastest time on that course. On the
Yeah,
male
that
side, Brian's was the fourth overall fastest on the course.
yeah, that course, I want to say it's 2,500 feet of elevation gain and 50K there. So it's a good bit of up and down.
You said it's on a mountain bike course, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's Carrie's home trail there. If you look back on her ultra sign up, she just about runs a one distance of that race every year. She also directs a couple of events on that trail. She directs some mountain bike / running where it's like a festival almost.
Yeah.
I was hoping that she could talk about it if she came on, but her mother-in-law's birthday party must be going on. I might be getting he's starting to do some dancing and stuff.
On the 30K, Mike Lukens out of Fort Lauderdale won it in 2:54 on the males, and on the females, Savannah Crowley out of St. Augustine, she ran in 3:29. Congrats to them. Dropping down to the 10K. Chase Robertson out of Hope Sound, Florida, first in 53 minutes. And then on the female
Female
side,
side, Special K.
Katie Cook. Katie Cook,
Special K,
yeah.
Katie and Katrina.
Yeah, what? Oh, they were a second apart. You definitely know they were holding hands on that one. I didn't even see him in there, so
They're partners. They run, I mean, they run
they're
together that race
friends.
together. Well, I mean, they run that race together every year. They come dressed the same. And what's funny about that, the first year I saw them at that race, uh, there's another race that goes on in their hometown, like a 10K or half marathon that morning, and so they run that, and then they come out there because the 10K at this race don't start till like noon. So they do double races on that day just
Cool
because
deal.
they like that race.
Cool deal. So, all right, chat. One last chance. Anything else you guys want to talk about tonight? Or
Congrats to Katrina for her engagement.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yes,
Oh
she's
yeah, I saw that.
engaged.
Congrats. Yeah.
Ah, congrats to her. Yeah.
All right. Let's
Yeah.
go
Special
get
K,
some
former
coffee.
guest of the podcast. And Robert Sturba, do you know him? He's
Yeah, I've
the
heard the name
place guy.
before.
He's a coach. I know the reason I know the name is because Bradley and Brandy Krischer, the
Yeah,
photographer.
yeah. Yeah, they were in the video we showed of
Right.
Deanna.
Robert is Brandy's coach.
Okay. And they
She
do what's the magazine that Brandy does?
They do the what's it called? South
Southeast?
That new one, East Coast Ultra Running
East
I
Coast
thought it
magazine.
was
Ultra
East
Running.
Coast.
Yeah,
That's it.
East Coast Ultra Running.
That's
All
it.
right.
East Coast Ultra Running.
All right. I can't. I'm looking at these.
Which is
All right, you ready
great because you know
for
Ultra
the
Running
coffee?
ignores us.
All right. We get out of here, Scott Hoover.
We're not, Scott, we're not allowed to give medical advice.
Yeah. Nicole.
Armbruster.
No, Nicole K.
Oh,
Nicole
okay.
K. Congrats
Nicole
on
K.
some coffee.
All right. Nicole, I'm gonna put my email in the chat. Will you just email me and we will get you set up with Joe Miller? And we'll get
Young
you
Joe Miller.
Nicole
what
K.
young Joe Miller.
Old Joe Miller.
Yeah. All right. So Nicole, if you're still in the chat, or we'll find you and we will get you have won the coffee. We will get this over to you. Thank you, Aid Station Coffee. You can find them on Etsy. I have their stuff in the notes, and you can go to Etsy and pick it up. Or if you're out, he'll have a couple pounds out at Long Haul this weekend long play this weekend that you
On
could
play, Jeff.
long play
Come
that you could
on.
pick you could pick up. So thank you guys all for joining us tonight. If you want us to talk about anything during the week, find us on Facebook, send us a chat, the Pacer Travel um Facebook group to send us a chat on what you would like us to talk about. If you're a race director and you want to talk about your races and want to come on, let us know. We'll get you on here too. You can find us.
You did
Miles
anything
with
awesome? You want to brag? We'll brag for you.
Yep. Miles with Marty, the podcast. He dropped 2 podcasts this week. Go to Miles with Marty. You can listen to the 2 podcasts. It's in the show notes. And trying to think what else.
Got another one coming out real soon with Aiden St. Charles.
Ooh, we're all waiting for that one. We wanna she's making some moves.
That one was long too. We talked for like 2 hours.
Well, I was surprised about the one with Julian. The
Yeah, it was
Julian
only an
one was
hour.
an hour
Well,
and 4 minutes.
Well, there was a couple things that contributed to that. One is it was started the same. It was on a Thursday night, so I had to get through by 8 o'clock to get on this. That's the night that I was running late.
I remember I remember that night.
But
So
also, Julian hasn't done a bunch of races,
yeah,
so we didn't have a whole lot of races to
I
talk
didn't
about.
realize he was so young.
Yeah,
How was he?
he's a fun guy to talk to.
Yep, yep.
I didn't even get his age. I don't think.
I thought it was right around 30 from the podcast.
Yeah, yeah. I can tell you in a minute, but yeah, he's a really nice guy, humble. And probably the sky's the limit with this guy. He's just scratching the surface on,
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
30.
the races.
Yep,
He's
yep.
he's never actually done 100-mile race. He's done, he's done some. He did Hungryland, but it was like he signed up for like the Jogger Slogger. He just stopped at 100.
Yeah.
But, uh, but like something like a long haul or bootlegger, he hasn't done one.
It
And
took me, I didn't actually run 100 for, I think it was my third, because I was doing just the timed races.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. It may be harder for him, to push. It'd be harder to hold back, or whatever. And so, but one thing I was going to compare that when Jeff was talking about him, well, he's like the Florida version of String Bean because String Bean was kind of a through hiker, and that's what he identified himself as. He
Yeah.
he that's how he discovered trail running, is he liked to hike the Lake to Ocean Trail. And
So,
so it's a lot of those through hikers winning races these days,
yep. Yep.
set
We're
records.
we're growing some good runners down here in Florida. So yeah. I, so that's good. Which is a good thing. So there's something else I'm gonna say. Next week I think I'll be joining you guys from down south, getting ready for the
save the
Save the
daylight.
Daylight 48 hours. So if you that is going to be an awesome race. So
I'll
that'll be
probably be coming out Saturday. So
on Saturday. Okay.
yeah. So hopefully you can get through the first night on your own,
Yeah,
you and
I
Nels.
should be able to.
Well,
I'm
I
not.
was talking, it was like if you and Nels can, because with your speed and then his multi-distance experience, you work together. I
Yeah.
mean, you guys kick some butt.
So I went out today, did 8 miles, and I tried to hold a 12-minute pace, and it was tough to do. I wanted to see what I
Doing
could
run
do.
walk, I'm assuming.
What's that?
Doing a run walk.
Yeah, so like on the
'Cause
half
running at
mile,
12 minutes is really hard, especially if you're not used, if you're a faster runner.
oh,
So
I
it's
was
easier
running
just
like
to,
because when I was running, I feel comfortable around the nine minute
yeah,
pace. So then I was
the
walking almost
100 walk. And
five minutes or 3 to 4 minutes per mile on it. But I mean that's the goal. I'm gonna go out at a 12 and just see how long I can hold that 12 for. So
oh, that's smart.
yeah,
Mm.
Nell is running. So you got Nell's running the 48 hour. You got Loanne, Matt Clapper. Um, who was the
Stacked field.
oh Andrea. You remember Andrea? She was out at Death at Dupree.
Oh yeah, Maynard.
Is it Andrea Maynard? And she
Yes.
has some um if
From
she's
from
if she's
Chile.
healthy, she'll be that'll be impressive right there. I mean, that's a field right there. So
Oh yeah.
you got Lowe, Andrea, Clapper, Nels, me, and then I'm not quite sure who else is in there. Uh, but I think majority of us are pushing. We're pushing for 200. So it'll be cool
That'd
to
be really
see
awesome to see.
see how many. I want to pull numbers of other 48 hours and see what the most competitive 48 hours has been this year or last year. I want to see. 'Cause it'll be fun. So, Matt's hoping. I don't think Matt got the training in he hoped he would. 'Cause he was injured a little bit, but I mean
Yeah.
he's a true fighter, man.
No, like you said, to a 48 hour, it's not as stressful as a 24 hour because
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
it's I like the 48 hour. I'm sad I'm not doing it, but
And Lo has her crew out there, her husband out there. She'll be overcrewed, and me and Nels will be undercrewed on the first
I'll
day.
be there for day two,
Yeah,
day
yeah.
two, night two.
So
It's, I mean, loop course. It's not hard to crew.
yeah, so
Um,
if you're down south and you're want to come cruise somebody next Friday, there's a couple of us that could use some help. So we'll be out there, Inglewood, Florida. So come on
We're
out. I know
uh,
young Joe Miller is going to be out
yes,
there. I think he's probably
Southwest Florida.
yeah, I think he's planning on being out there on Saturday. So we just got to get through
man,
Friday. So I'll place
it's
my order when you're driving down what I need.
it's killing, it's killing me that the fact that I'm going to be down there, but my family would murder me.
Well, it's almost a 2.5 hour drive from here. So
Yeah.
it's not that
Yeah,
close.
you're close, but not that
Yeah.
close.
It's far enough away so you don't have to feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
We'll have to
Yeah,
talk
I'm
more
gonna
about that next
Thursday
week.
night. I might be at Disney World when I chime in with from on my phone. So we'll see. My
We'll all
this
be
is
from different. I know I'm going down to my cousin's down in Sarasota, so I'll be down in Sarasota. So
this
we'll
is one trip that I'm not making any decision. I'm letting them all decide where I go. So I'm just gonna get up at the crack of dawn and run every day.
yeah. Yeah, well, let us know next Thursday. I think even if you can pop in from a little bit from Magic Kingdom, I think
Oh,
it'll
I
be.
will. I'll definitely do that
Fireworks
during,
time.
during the fireworks show.
Oh, Joe Miller will be out there on Friday. Awesome. So we'll have a. I know he has double duty, but um, making coffee and stuff. But I shouldn't need it. It should be fine. I'm
Oh,
not.
so that's when I'll get my coffee,
Yeah,
Joe Miller. I'll
not
get my
too bad.
coffee on
So
that week. But
cool
we'll
deal.
talk more about that next week.
Yep.
Don't
Yep.
want to spoil it. Don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. 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 It'll be a fun time. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for
All right.
joining.
I did just get a message from Carrie apologizing, saying they ran late setting up new phones for the
Okay.
in-laws.
Okay. So we knew it was going to be tight tonight. So um she can always we'll get her another night. So as we're getting closer to Western States, she is the co-race director for Western States. So um
Maybe we get her just have her reschedule with you and we can talk to her closer to Western
Yeah,
States.
or we can talk about her race that she has coming up. I think it's
yeah,
called
yeah,
something
yeah.
360.
So I honestly I would like to hear her on your podcast, Marty. I would love to hear her story. So
Yeah, we've been negotiating.
so cool deal. All right.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Congrats, Nicole, for the coffee. Hopefully she checks back in and
Yeah,
if
Nicole
anybody
K.
knows who she
I
is.
don't know who Nicole K is. I'll have to look it up. I'll go back and look and see who she is. I don't know what name that is. So Nicole
I,
K.
I think I know who it is. Hold on,
You
let me
think
go. I
I have
think it,
27 mutual friends with her.
I
Pretty
think
sure.
that is what's his name's wife? Luke.
I think it
Yeah, I
is.
know her.
Luke Bedell,
I see a picture of her.
partner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
can't.
Luke
My eyes are
Bedell.
really bad. I can't see. I think that
We
is.
were hanging out at Long Haul together.
Yeah, it is. I met her at Immolation this year, and I kept seeing Nicole K on my Facebook, and then I remembered she had sent. I looked under my messenger, and it's I don't know if that's just her middle name, and she, you know how some people don't like to put all their business out on
Oh,
Facebook.
yes,
People
send her a
stalking.
message. Let her know she's got that coffee.
I'll reach out. I'll ask Luke. I'll text Luke in a sec. I'll text him tomorrow. But she's trying to do a half marathon in every state that she